And here we have some kiwi. Very time consuming to make, but as they roll away, worth the effort. To begin the kiwi cane, I'm taking some Primo Pearl White clay and making a small snake with it. Make 10 black snakes that are very tiny because these are just the seeds. You have 10 little tiny snakes. You have 10 of these, and you're going to take some dark green, and I use moss because that's just what I have. I use the dark green, and I wrap each one of these 10 in the dark green, and I put it through the pasta machine. The green clay I put through there, and I started off at the bigger side, and then I go all the way down to size 8. But it really just depends on how big your cane starts off being. So you just roll it in there and then slice it off. And then you have this, and it's all wiggly and everything. Just make sure it goes all the way around the black. And you kind of mush it together with your hands by rolling it. And then you're going to do this to each one of those black ones. So you're going to have 10 of them. Oh, one more thing about that. I like to lay them flat, and then you can either use your finger and kind of squish them kind of flat, or I take like a pencil and I just roll it out to make it just a little bit on the flat side. So you can see it's flattened and not round. Now all 10 of those little black worms are wrapped and flattened in the green and the dark green, and you should have one center pearl or off-white for the very center of it. You're going to want to make 10 strips of translucent clay and have it flat. So just take some translucent, run it through your pasta machine on a setting of 2 until they're as long as the center, the pearlescent center one, and then you're going to just slice it until you have 10 of them. You have 10 of those. Set them aside. The next thing we're going to do is take a bit of moss-colored clay and a bit of the pearlescent white clay and mix them together. And do not use very much of the green. You want this to be a very light green compared to your dark green. So you want it to be about that color. Then you're going to roll it out on your pasta machine until you get it quite thin. And until you get it quite thin, then you're going to lay it down and start stacking. Next, you're going to take between the green and translucent long skinny ones, you take one green, one translucent, and you stack them. Now you should have 10 green and 10 translucent lined up, and kind of roll them together, just kind of squish them just a tiny bit, and I just take a pencil and kind of roll, because you're going to take that center piece that I had made too small, so I made this one a little bit bigger. You're going to put it right in the middle. You're going to wrap this all around. And go ahead and overlap it. That's fine. Now squeeze it.
I'm sorry. Sometimes
but this is a slice of kiwi clay, and I put it in the pasta machine at number 5. You're going to take, I cut this in half because it was really kind of too long. That's what it kind of looks like right now on the end, but it'll look better. Take it, roll it until you're all the way around, and then slice it. So you have this, And then just kind of squish some more. Your light colored clay, where you just took a little bit of moss and then the pearlescent, and you're going to have a flat sheet of that one. Now we have a thin sheet of the light colored clay, and I rolled it all the way down to a size 6, but you really don't need it that tiny. And I'm going to wrap it twice. And you start squishing, and to make this easier to work with, I'm going to slice it in half. That's what you're working with so far. Your ends are going to look really terrible, and that's fine, because you're just going to slice it off. Now, kiwis are furry, so you're going to want something furry, and I have brown fur stuff here. What I made this out of was, I have woodland scenes. It's snow. Well, mine's snow. You can buy brown. It's for like train tracks, miniature train tracks, stuff like that. And that's just what I have that looked fuzzy. So I took some of this, I poured it in the bowl, and then I go back to my brown chalk, and I just scrape more of it onto the snow. You can make any color with it. Mix it up really well, and then I'm gonna use translucent liquid Sculpey as my glue. And all you do is I poured some liquid Sculpey in a little container thing I have here, and then I have glue here, or the translucent Sculpey, and I'm going to wipe it all over it. So this is really, really sticky all over it now, and I'm going to put it in the little bowl, and my hands are really sticky too. Then you just brush it on there. Here we have the roll of unbaked clay. It's still pliable. We're going to cut it and see how we did. And when you cut it, roll your knife forward. Here, I'll do this sideways so you can see. Instead of going straight down, because you'll squish all the detail, make sure your knife's as clean as it can be. And I have a razor blade here for a knife. And then you just roll it while you cut. And that way it cuts on all the different sides. And there is your kiwi. Come and try again. I'll make it bigger so I don't have to take so long. Hopefully you can see it. So you go like that. And then I like to squish it like this and roll it. And make sure you're rolling it into the ends are still on the end, because your detail will be wrong if you don't. Roll with me, roll. Ah, there we go. All right. And remember though, if you're going to do a pie, you're not going to have slices of kiwi with the brown on, because you would peel them first. So you would just have the little kiwis without the brown on there. So just take your cane and slice it before you put any brown on it.